Today, Sunday, March 20th, is World Storyteller Day. Hi, my name is Rick Bassett, and I recently wrote a book called Through the Bible in 40 Riddles. And I want to introduce you to this book a little bit by reading a few of the riddles and helping you to know how it works. It's a book that tells you the Bible story from the Garden of Eden, the very first book in the Bible, to the Garden in Paradise, the book of Revelation. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to read a riddle, and then I'm going to tell you how you find the answer to that riddle, okay? So here it is. Here's the second riddle in the book, and it goes like this. When God was nearly done making all creation, he made something else that caused a celebration. For birds and bees were not at the top. No, he made something else that was the cream of the crop. But if everything he made was kind of the same, that would make this world just all too tame. So God made a creature in his likeness, which the animals saw and thought, look, there's our highness. All right, so that is the riddle, rhyming riddle. Now here is the mission that you have to go on. You have to figure out the answer to this question. Who was the most special creature that God made? And how do you find that answer to that question? You go to the Bible, which I just happen to have a copy right here. And it tells you in that question where to go. It says go to Genesis chapter 1, verses 26 through 28. Genesis is the first book in the Bible. And chapter 1 in your Bible is going to be the big number. And the verse, the second number, is going to be the small number. So here it is. I found the big number 1 and the little number 26. And here's what it says. Then God said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air and over every living creature that moves on the ground. So, and that's amazing. That tells us then that the most special creature in all creation is actually you. More special than elephants, more special than orangutans and dolphins. You're the most special. All right, so that's the first one. Now let me read another one to you. This is Bible riddle number 19, and this tells us something about Moses and the people of Israel in Egypt. And here's how it goes. Moses went to Egypt to talk to Pharaoh about God's saving command to let my people go. But every time Moses made his demand, Pharaoh said no, with his scepter thrust in the sand. Even when God sent plagues with great precision, Pharaoh wouldn't budge from his hard-hearted decision. From water too bloody for a cool, refreshing drink, to frogs and gnats and flies that clogged up the sink, from dead animals and boils that really, really hurt, to hailstones and locusts that ate everything but dirt. And when 3 days of darkness didn't cut Israel any slack, God sent a 10th plague that would break the camel's back. And now again, you'd go and you'd try to find the answer to the riddle. What is the name of the ceremony that remembers that 10th plague that broke the camel's back? Okay? Well, you'll have to get the book if you want to find the answer to that. Okay. Now let me do one more riddle. This is number 25. And as these riddles go along, they kind of get a little rhythmic. And so I'm going to read you this one. This is about Joshua and the judges, okay? And I want you to just kind of listen to the rhythm in this. And if you want to do this, you can kind of figure out a way to do it in a rhythmic way too. So here it is. Joshua died at 110, which is when the Israelites fell deep into sin. You see, the good God did, they just forgot. And then their life in Canaan would start to rot. The recipe for misery was serve the Baals. And that's when everything in their lives would fail. But because God wouldn't keep holding the grudge, he decided to relieve them and so sent a judge. Like Deborah, who wasn't in an all-girl band, God used her smarts to help kill Sisera, a bad army man. There was Gideon, who with 300 trumpets and lights smashed a horde of eastern peoples called Midianites. And when all the judges were almost done, God sent a really strong one named Samson. Now the secret to his strength was his uncut hair, which gave him strength to kill a lion coming out of its lair. At his end, Samson killed 3,000 Philistines when he pushed with all his might on their temple's main beams. After that, for a while, Israel had no leader who could keep the nation from the brink instead of teeter. So now for Israel, it remained to be seen if they would get another leader to be their king. Well, that's a little bit of a taste of the Through the Bible in 40 Riddles. If you're interested in more and getting this book, you can go to my website, which is rickbassettwrites.com. And so I hope you have a great day and you read, okay? God bless.